Okay, here we have the last example for 2-6 here. And so this is more type the problem you're going to see. It's just going to start off in the diagram below. If blah, 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 and blah, 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 find something. It's not going to be broken down like I did in example 1 and example 2, where I'm going to walk you through filling in the blanks. You're going to have to see and realize these relationships on your own. So I do give you a little bit of a breakdown here because I asked you what is the angle relationship between ASE and DSC. So that's meant to kind of help you because that's what you need to be asking yourself every single time you approach a problem like this. What is the relationship between the angles that they're giving you? Okay, so we're starting off. Let's get a different highlight color here. Let's use blue. So the measure of angle ASE is 10x plus 12. So ASE, so that's that angle. Find the measure of ASE. So that's what they actually want. They want me to find that. And then they're giving me blah, 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 purple. No, sorry, doesn't matter. Yellow. And then they're saying the measure of DSC. So DSC would be this one. Okay, so first thing, before I can try to even begin to put together an equation here, I need to determine the relationship. What is the angle relationship going on between these two things? So notice how they don't share a side together. They're not sharing a side like in example 2. See how those angles both shared the side ES? We don't have that here. The only thing these pieces share, the only thing these angles share right now is that vertex point X. So we do know that they share a vertex. So I'm just going to make a note. They share vertex S, but no sides. There's no sides or no lines shared. So that can't be angles that form a straight line because they're not adjacent. They don't share that side. The vertical angles, here, this is what they look like. They're making that X. Remember, they form an X. We've got that stated right there. So that is what's actually going on here. These are forming an X, which means ASE and angle DSC are what are called vertical angles. Now, knowing that they're vertical angles isn't enough. You need to know, what does it mean to be vertical angles? What does the fact that they are vertical angles tell us? Well, going back to your notes, vertical angles, we know that they have the same measurement. They are congruent. So vertical angles, we know, have the same measurement. And this is going to be the important piece. This is going to be the piece where if you are feeling like you're too lazy to write that down, you're going to get confused because of it. So if they have the same measurement, that means that the measure of angle ASE is equal to the measure of angle DSC. Well, I never labeled my diagram here. They told me my blue angle was 10x plus 12, and my yellow was 14x minus 28. So I know that those two angles are equal to each other. So I can take the expression for ASE and set it equal to the expression for DSC. You just have to be careful here that you're using the proper equation. Should you be setting them equal to each other? Is it vertical, or should you be adding them and setting them to 180 or 90? And now we solve. So minus the 10x 12 is equal to 14 minus 10 is 4x minus 28. Add the 28. Should we find out a room there? 8, 9, 10, 2, 3, 4. 40 is equal to 4x. Divide by 4, and x ends up being 10. So at this point, we still haven't answered the question because all we did was find x. We have to use that x to go back and answer the question of finding the measure of angle ASE. So the measure of angle ASE was equal to, the expression they gave me was 10x plus 12. I now know that x is 10, so in for x, I'm putting 10, not to confuse that with the 10 that's already in the problem. 10 times 10 is 100, plus 12 is 112. So we have that the measure of angle ASE is equal to 112 degrees. So again, when you're doing these practice problems, you need to make sure you're determining what the relationship is, and you're going to do that by highlighting and labeling your diagrams, and using your notes, of course.